Hey everybody, Dr. Dave Marquis here, and I had a brief message on supplementation. I often get questions about, hey, what do you think of this? And they'll pull a bottle out of their bag. And I'd kind of like to provide just a blanket tool that you could use to evaluate what you might have in your medicine cabinet and in your pantry at home and on any store shelf that you go to. So when you pick up a bottle of supplements, there should be an ingredient list on the back side. So first and foremost, one of the questions that should go through the back of your mind is, I wonder if what they're saying is in the bottle is actually in there, right? So that a certain amount of quality control should go into the manufacturing of these things. Sadly, many supplement companies don't adhere to good manufacturing processes. It's kind of a double-edged sword. If we allowed complete management of that system, supplements would actually be by prescription only. And so there's a certain need to keep supplements within the food realm, which also provides this flip side of, well, am I getting something quality? Because you could go into stores and you'll find a variety of different products that have different quality, and that's why people have become label readers. The way that I know that a product has what it promises to have in it is because they have lot numbers at the bottom, and any company that I personally do business with, I take the time, at least initially, to reach out to that company and say, hey, could you provide me the independent lab assay for this lot number? And they should be able to do that right on the spot. If a company cannot do that, or they say, well, could you provide that request in writing? Or, oh, we have the independent lab assay for the very first run that we made for that product, but we don't have it for every lot. Those are all red flags. And there's so many companies out there, you don't have to deal with red flag companies. So find out who those are in your realm and don't deal with them. Go to companies that can and will provide proof that somebody else that doesn't have a financial interest in the sale of that product has actually studied it to confirm that what they say is in it is in it. Okay, so that's step number one. Step number two, be careful when you buy stuff online. There's been several different studies now. When people buy things online, not only does the product literally 80% of the time not have what's listed on the back ingredients list in the volume that they're promising, but sometimes it doesn't have any of it. And that has been shown by multiple different studies now, particularly some of the online major companies that are wholesaling things through from China. Or other countries. And you really don't know where you're getting your stuff from unless you go with a company that has met criteria number one. The third thing that you can do is purchase your supplements through a trusted entity that does these things for you. I mean, this is something that I've provided for my patients for over 2 decades now, so that they know that, okay, what they're getting is going to have clinical value and it should produce the clinical results that you're looking for. Some of the companies that we work with in that realm do something really cool called e-pedigree. Now, e-pedigree was traditionally formulated to be something in the pharmaceutical industry so that you could identify a pharmaceutical agent from its original structure to the end retailer. And every single lot produced can go back in time and show every single hand that handled that. There's a number of supplement companies that are embracing the e-pedigree concept, where they have, some of them are calling it different names like nutrient DNA and other cutesy things like that, where they're able to show, okay, the raw materials for this came from XYZ. It was then shipped to this factory where they did this processing to it, and then it was encapsulated here, it was put into the bottle here, and then you received it on that date. That's really cool. I'll give you a case in point. One time we had a lot of fish oil that we received, and fish oil should never smell fishy, by the way. And I had a patient come in, and I taught all my patients this, and they said, this smells fishy. And so I opened it up and I said, you're right, that's rancid, let's get rid of that. And I checked that lot number, and then we checked everyone else that got that lot number, and sure enough, that shipment had sat on the highway in a truck broken down, baking in the sunshine on a hot summer day. Now, there was no way for the manufacturer to know that, so it wasn't their fault, but it was able to be tracked that way so that we could identify what happened to it. And it gave us great confidence both in that company and in the product. So I wanted to just share this message with you so that you take the time to make sure that the hard-earned dollars that you're putting out for supplements are spent for something that will actually produce the results that you're looking for. Remember, independent lab assay, e-pedigree, nutrient DNA, or source your supplements from a practitioner that actually takes the time to do those things so that you guarantee the best chance for you to improve your health in that way. Best wishes, and I hope this was a helpful message.